Alright guys, I'm gonna show you Black Ops 2 gameplay, but what I'm gonna do during this video is I'm gonna discuss some of the games that I read about in the new Game Informer magazine I received from GameStop, and just talk a little bit about each one and which ones I'm looking forward to playing and doing some walkthroughs for. So the first game I'll talk about is Battlefield 4, which is going to be available on most platforms, including the new Xbox and PS4. It's made by EA Sports and it will be released on October 29th. And I think the most interesting thing that I am going to look for if I decide to play this game is that it has a 64-player multiplayer. So you're talking 32 players on each team. The possibility of mass chaos is out of this world to me, and I think that might be the biggest selling point of the game. The fact that you can go 32 on 32. I just started getting into first-person shooter games, so I'm not entirely too sure on if there are any games out there right now that will allow this, that has that type of gameplay in it. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be excited about. It also has a commander mode as part of the game where you get to control like UAVs and issue attacks from the sky. You can kind of not control, but you can try to send orders to your on-ground soldiers on where they can attack people. And by doing this, you each earn experience points. And then as the commander, you can gain more attacks, like heavy artillery and tomahawk missiles. So I mean, that's going to provide, I think, an interesting gameplay. And the article said that this is the first time it's going to be in Battlefield since Battlefield 2. So I think that provides interesting gameplay, good teamwork, good coordination, and communication, so everybody can team up and gain experience. And if you choose to go the commander route, you can get these additional attacks. And the Game Informer magazine seems to think that this is going to be the most promising multiplayer game of the year. That's debatable, given the next game I want to talk about being Call of Duty Ghosts, which is published by Activision, but it's being developed by Infinity Ward. So they're bouncing back and forth from these different developers between games, and I think that's going to be, something to look forward to on November 5th when this game is released. I'm always excited for the campaign with Call of Duty. I think that's one of the best features of the game, how deep and in-depth the story goes. So that's first and foremost the thing I'm going to play when I get the game, and I will do a Let's Play of Call of Duty Ghosts when I do purchase that on November 5th. It's a very high-action game. They talk in the magazine about the set-piece moments that the Call of Duty series is famous for, and this one, I guess, has some real intense ones, some slow motions, like taking a knife out of a dead player and throwing it at a live soldier during the slow motions. So again, it takes you back to I believe it was Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 1, one of those two games where they had the slow motion scenes in it. So again, that's something I'm looking forward to. But I think the multiplayer aspect of Call of Duty, may challenge Battlefield 4. However, I don't know, 64-player multiplayer like Battlefield 4 has is going to be great. It's going to be great for online gameplay, and it may very well be the best multiplayer game of the year. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what that entails. The next game that I'm going to talk about is called Beyond Two Souls for PS3 only. Published by Sony, developed by Quantic Dream, which was the creators of Heavy Rain, which is one of my most favorite games I've played so far to date. I love that the button interactions, the decision making drove the game. You had to decide what you wanted to do in Heavy Rain, which eventually could have led to different outcomes. So that's a game I might do a Let's Play through. Even though it's an older game, I still think it's a great game, and I haven't seen too much Let's Play of it yet. I'm sure it's out there, but I haven't really looked it up. But again, Two Souls is going to be, based on the same lines of like Heavy Rain. It's button prompted actions. But what they're going to do with this game, Quantic Dream, is unlike what they did with Heavy Rain, is they're going to put the button prompted actions kind of in the background, meaning they're not going to be so prominent when you're in the cinematic cutscenes, because they want to allow the viewer to focus more on the storyline and the characters in the game, which I'm excited for because they do such a great job making these games these days. Make you feel like like you're in the theater, theatrical movie as opposed to a video game. And that's one of my favorite things about these games, like The Last of Us. Absolutely love the theatrical parts of the game, and the cutscenes was real intense, real in depth. I love that. And what they're doing with Beyond Two Souls is they're gonna make it a like read and react type game, where when you're prompted to do something, you have to assess the situation that you're in, which will then lead to you making the decisions that you make moving forward with the game. So that's going to be interesting. I'm probably going to pick that one up. It comes out on October 8th, again, produced by Sony under the Quantic Dream developers. So, an Xbox One only game produced by Microsoft, which has a release date of November. They don't know when, I guess, at this point, is Dead Rising 3. Zombie games are prominent at this time, day and age. Walking Dead, Dead Island. I think there was a couple different Walking Dead type games. Walking Dead 400, which I've already seen a little bit of. Again, these zombie games are coming to the forefront. Dead Rising 3 is going to provide a great large open world concept game where you can free roam. There are zombies galore. What I read is that it's a wacky style game. Arsenal of crazy weapons. One of them that they highlighted was a zombie dismembering sledge saw. That sounds like a great weapon for any game that involves zombies. And they're going to include greater detail in this game. Glass will shatter realistically, depending on the type of clothing you wear. It'll have different detail looks to it. And that's what I look for in a game. I like to see great detail, high detail. I want the environment to look realistic, not just your character and the characters that you're interacting with. I want the things around you to have a realistic, feel as well. And what the article said about this particular game is that it's going to be bigger than like the open world concept. The land area that you can explore is going to be bigger than Dead Rising 1 and 2 combined. So what they're going to do is you're going to have to do more driving within the game, which they made the zombies have more interaction with vehicles in the game. There'll be more vehicles to use, but I think the great thing about that is that the zombies are going to have more interaction with the vehicles. Now, I like that because that means that they look beyond just the fact that you're going to have more vehicles to drive, and that you can't just hop in a vehicle, cruise around doing what it is you want to do, and there's no consequences. The zombies are still going to be able to attack you in different ways throughout the game. So that's a game for anybody who has an Xbox. I don't. I'm primarily PlayStation. So anybody who has an Xbox, Dead Rising 3, November, looks like a pretty cool game to play. Batman Arkham Origins, which is going to be available on the platforms except PS4 and Xbox One. It's not going to be made for those. That's a Warner Brothers Montreal publisher. October 25th release date. And anybody who likes detective style games, I think this game is going to be the game for you. You're only controlling Batman. You're only 2 years into his superhero role per se, but it's going to have enhanced detective skills as part of the game. So you're going to have the ability to go back to a computer in the Batcave and analyze a situation. And the situation they used in the article was a helicopter crash, etc. And you're going to go through footage of that crash and try to figure out what caused it. And you're going to do you're going to do more detecting skills, in-depth inspections of situations to solve the crimes. But it will contain their trademark counterattacks and attacks, things that Batman is famous for in other games. So I haven't played any of the Batman games. I don't plan on playing this one. However, it does have high reviews, and I know Arkham City made a great splash in the video game scene, so I expect this game to do great as well. Again, that's October 25th release date, if you're keeping track. Alright, the next game, I got two more to speak about here. The second to last one I'll talk about is Watch Dogs. This game looks fantastic. It's on the Ubisoft engine, publisher. November 19th release date, and this game looks great. Huge open world concept, which is going to allow for random events to take place if you don't want to follow like a strict, series of events. But I think the great thing about it is you can hack things. You can control security cameras, which are heavily guarded, and there's going to be situations where you want to sneak around as opposed to doing just straight out attacks. You hack things, and when you hack these security cameras, you can then watch people in their homes. You can steal bank account information from them so you can rob them. You can help them if they need help. You can determine what it is you want to do when you got the sticks in your hand, okay? And I think that's a fantastic feature. And what makes it even better is in the multiplayer option, you can whatever you have hacked can then turn around and be hacked by somebody else. So that's a sick feature of the game, and that's something to be looking forward to. I've ran out of time, so I'm gonna avoid talking about the last game I wanted to, which was Assassin's Creed's Black Flag. That's gonna have high reviews, and gonna be a great game when it comes out. But like my channel, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll talk to you later.